So I'm wondering about it because I really don't believe that many people are that foolish. So I think many of them must be ironic and picking it up.
Mm.
But then again, a lot of people are also amazingly stupid, and it seems like in recent years, the showing off extreme stupidity has become kind of more acceptable, and people are getting away with it.
Mm.
Let's not mention certain precedents, etc. But um, so for a long time, I only believe that yeah, you have either totally delusional people or people who are kind of into it for an ironic reason. It might be that a lot
Mm.
more people are into it ironically, but
Yeah.
then again, a lot of our science is so badly understood by the public.
Mm.
So when what is it, the insane clown posse were singing magnets, how do they fucking work?
Yeah.
They were kind of making some argument that yeah, they don't understand that, and they think it's one of those mysteries of the world. Of
Mm.
course, it doesn't help that a lot of people then trying to explain magnets, which are actually not that simple to explain.
Mm.
So I think the flat earthers, to some degree, it's ironic, but it's mixed up with probably some people who think that you can take a post-truth approach to everything in the world,
Yeah.
which is a bit weird. My typical response is to say, yeah, but you don't notice any airline or insurance company or anybody who's making money using a flat model of Earth.
Yeah. No. If there was a flat Earth, how many people would fall off the edge? That's the question. Um, and
The funniest part is that flat earthers have a lot of crazy astronomical theories too. All the
mm,
other planets around, for example, and
mm,
orbiting Earth.
yeah.
So only Earth is flat. So you can't even make it work very well. And this is a
Yeah.
bit like conspiracy theorists. They
Yeah.
typically get along very well with the various conspiracies and very carefully don't notice that they're totally contradicting each other. The
Yeah.
world can't be run by alien lizards if it's also the Illuminati who are running it.
Yeah. 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 I do find it very funny picking apart people's arguments when it does come to that sort of stuff, because it's always the details that they just kind of skip over, or they just kind of assume is going to be this, that, and the other. Um, it, sort of stuff like assuming that everybody has got the most horrendous nuclear weapons and everyone's going to die horrendously, and therefore we must build a bunker now so that we don't die. It's kind of like, well, I mean, if there is going to be a massive nuclear war, I mean, some people will die, but I thoroughly believe there will be at least one or two people who survive in a very annoying kind of way. So might be the end for you, but there'll be one human at least that survives.
Yeah. Well, this is actually close to a lot of our normal work here at the Institute.
Yeah,
And generally, our view is yeah, nuclear wars on their own are unlikely to really make humanity go extinct because some people are going to be holed up in the Tesco the warehouse with a can opener and a lot of cans of food. So,
yeah,
yeah, we can outlast a lot of nuclear winter. However, people's responses to that should, of course, be yeah, but that doesn't sound very fun. We might want to preserve our civilization.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. What do you think then? What is the biggest danger, do you reckon, out of everything that we do have around these days?
Well, my top list actually is topped by nuclear war for the moment, but I think biotechnology is kind of accelerating upwards because we're getting better and better at easily doing some rather scary stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Similarly, climate change is really slow and it doesn't kill you directly, but it might stress the world system and crash our civilization, which is would then make us very vulnerable to a lot of other risks.
Yeah,
So, in our research here at the Institute, we deal, for example, with artificial intelligence risk, which right now is totally zero. But
yeah,
it might become rather big in the coming decades. But if we do research now, we can prevent it from becoming risky.
absolutely. It's
But figuring out the world system and its fragility, that I think is important.
yeah, it seems to be a bit like when you're walking over ice and you have to kind of feel out where all of the weak spots are. It seems to be research that feels very similar to that. Just kind of poking and seeing, oh, that's a lot weaker than I thought it was. That is kind of a bit scary. That's all right, you know. Um, what do you think is the most scary thing about biotech?
Well, it's self-replicating.
Mm.
So if I make a horrible poison, well, it's going to be spreading at most as far as I can pour it out. It might spread a bit in the environment, but it doesn't propagate itself that much. Living beings naturally tend to procreate. So it's
Mm.
going to be, if the conditions are right, there's going to be more of them. And
Yeah.
it might actually spread quite well. So this is why pandemics are much bigger problem than poisonings.
Mm.
Even the worst poison you can imagine, like botulinum toxin, yeah, if I pour out a liter of that somewhere, that area is super dangerous for a long while.
Yeah.
But it doesn't
But
spread
it
that far.
yeah, it dies with that person as well. It's
Yeah,
kind of like that's where it's gonna stay. It can't really spread
yeah.
out as much. Yeah.
But a virus, on the other hand, spreads with people and
Mm.
between people, and I think that is why one needs to be concerned about it.
Mm. Mm. What do you think about people writing code into viruses and really coming up with loads of scary ways to introduce technology into viruses?
Yeah,
Um,
I do think this is a common problem that we would need to find better ways of dealing with. Uh, Part of it might be a little bit security about biotechnology, but biotechnology is getting easier and easier to access. It's going to be like home computer soon.
mm,
You might say, yeah, but if you mail order DNA and if it's a smallpox virus, then the Men in Black should show up at your door. But that
yeah.
only works against known threats.
Mm,
So we also need to find better safeguards, ways of quickly detecting when something has been spread out and quickly mop up whatever,
mm,
which is also kind of useful against natural viruses too. So we need to
yeah.
boost a lot of the safeguarding technologies.
Mm.